Yo, who the fuck are you?
I can't pick my phone up. I'm in the studio again. I want stupid again. I got to show out the friends. Took her out the country. Now she gon' show out friends.
We are also reinventing ourselves in terms of what we do for our clients, both at an agency but also with now a tech platform.
Took her out the country. Now she gon' show out friends. How many times I gon' sit on it? Damn, it really depends.
The most long-term shareholder value is created in my room.
Bold claim, but if that's the case,
And
man.
here, actually. You want to join the meditation?
Welcome to day 30 of Insight Timer's Intention Setting Challenge.
Begin to notice your body.
We are here in Caparica, south of Lisbon, and we are in the middle of the great lock-in because not just myself, but the Notus team and I decided to move in together for 3 months. Similar to what we did last year in Barcelona, but this time it's not just the leadership team, the 4 of us in a little apartment, but rather I think right now we're 10 people here. We're 4 weeks in. It's been fucking amazing. I think we should maybe have a look at what's actually going on in here. Over there we got a little volleyball field. Haven't used it yet, to be honest, but figured it would be nice to have one. So we're going in. Now we're already in the heart of this villa. Big living space, lots of natural light. This is our lock-in table. This is where we make the most money. Actually, no, it's not where we make the most money. The most money is being made in Selim's bedroom, but this is where we generate the deal flow so that he can actually close the deals.
The most long-term shareholder value is created in my room.
Bold claim, but if that's the case,
And
man.
here, actually.
So we got Bari here at the hustle table, and Bari is our GTM lead. He currently runs my LinkedIn content engine, so he conducts content calls with me once per week. From that we pull 6 LinkedIn posts that we write together using Notus OS, our tool that we developed over the past 3 months. Bari also sets appointments on my LinkedIn account, and last week we booked 30 qualified meetings through my LinkedIn account. Thank you, Bari.
Of course, my pleasure.
Here we have a special guest, Calvin Hamilton, my former business partner, still friend, and perhaps future business partner.
Still friend.
He is working on some stuff with his own agency. He runs Engine, a podcast productized service, as well as Rezy, which is a boutique agency. This is where I am working at the moment. I'm preparing for our Q1 all hands, which is going to take place in an hour. So I actually need to prep and keep this segment not too long. Now we are entering the little fire corner. So we got a little fireplace here that we use to warm up this place. And, you know, just to chill a little bit, have some nice conversations, pretend as if we're playing backgammon and converse. This here is, what's up, Luca? This is Luca, actually. Luca is our COO. He runs fulfillment.
I actually have the block right now to go through all the priorities for Q1, all the initiatives we're going to launch. And we got our newly promoted team lead customer success, Max Dixon. He played a big role in this, so shout out Max Dixon.
I'll introduce you to Max in a second. So, as you can see, we are always spreading ourselves out. Tim, who's behind the camera, did a hostile takeover of this little meditation corner and turned it into a messy corner. This is where I like to sometimes meditate in the morning. I go like this. I take deep breaths. And I try to breathe out longer than I breathe in, because that signals to my body and my nervous system that I'm good and that things are fine, that I can be calm. This is the sales cave. This is where our head of partnerships, our head of sales, Selim, conducts his sales calls. So this is where the money is made, at least the conversion. Pretty nice. He likes to consume melatonin gummies. It's his way to satisfy his sweet cravings. Here we have Mika. He's a senior content strategist, and he's in a content call with a client right now. In here we have 3 beds, so 3 people can sleep inside of this room. This is Mia. She is Selim's dog, actually. Let's go back in here real quick. She's Selim's dog. This is Selim. Selim, how many sales calls do you have today?
Today, actually just 1.
That's not enough.
Yeah, 1 reschedule and 1 sales call. I mean, today I had to block on my calendar for our infamous all hands Fridays with Notice. That's already like 3 hours in the afternoon. So I had 2 calls blocked, and with that my calendar was full, but 1 got rescheduled, which gives me a little bit more time to reflect on the weekend. Actually, I already went through the pipeline of the week with Bari, which brought up new couple of topics. So I'm actually quite grateful that I only have 1, but a very promising sales call. So yeah.
How many deals closed this week?
One.
One new client and then 2 existing clients who extended their contract into more personal brands. Cool.
Yeah.
This is the reason that we have a lot of fights. This is our ping pong table. And we have a bunch of rivalries that emerged from this ping pong table. It's fun though. It's how I'm getting my workouts in after these, or during these long work hours. Okay, now over there. So this is the kitchen, okay? Kitchen. We've actually been home cooking a lot these days. It's been one of the nicest changes of my personal routine. It's just home cooking a lot. Yeah. This is Max Dixon. He's our team lead customer success. I think he's in a client call right now. This is where we make all of the coffee. This is Max Rabman. He's our former head of content turned head of product. I'm gonna make it official today. You ready for that? You excited for it? So this is Max's product cave. Max is you could say, mad scientist. So he really immerses himself into the work process, and you won't find him anywhere else but here. Unless there's some house music playing in the living room, then he'll dance for 4 minutes and then get back to it. Give us like a nice little dance move, like a wop or something. Can you go like a...
No, get out of here.
This is kind of like the guest bedroom where people rotate in and out. We had Kaspar Knudsen here recently, now Calvin Hamilton. Actually, no, Calvin is sharing the bed with me at the moment. Luca Wetzel is actually in there. Now going to the master bedroom, where yours truly is residing. I currently have Calvin, who's sharing the bed with me. It's pretty nice. This is also where, if I need to film something special, we got the soft boxes here, we got a balcony in the back. We got a second balcony over here. This is where I usually get my first sunlight into my eyes. Although the last 2 weeks we've experienced minimal sunlight here in Lisbon. I need to prep this presentation, man. Come on, let's go. Now we are entering a very inspiring place, which is the outdoor area. We got big dining table, we got a grill, we got a little bonfire feeling without the fire. It's where Max does his bodyweight exercises. And then of course a wonderful pool, which is below 10 degrees, so it's actually more like a cold plunge. That's what I've been using it for. And what I realized with this facility here is that I can actually get my steps in by just walking around the villa over and over again. Or even like the other day, because I didn't have much time to work out, I called my girlfriend to catch up and I just ran while FaceTiming around this place. Because there's a lot of space to run. That's about it. We have a little bit more space over there. And so this table is important because this table is the one that receives sunlight during lunch hours. So if you want to have a lunch in the sun, this is where you go. All right, my friends, so this is the villa. This is the great lock-in with notus. 1 month in, 2 months to go. We got the company offsite coming up. We are just leveling up as a team, never been stronger. And we are also reinventing ourselves in terms of what we do for our clients, both at an agency, but also with now a tech platform. And just exciting times ahead, taking it day by day. So let's keep it moving.
We have a stand-up with our developer in 15 minutes. Going to finish up the product today that we've been building over the past 1.5 weeks. And then rest of the day, mostly deep work, some product stuff. And then I have 2 content calls today, actually, with both of my clients. And this guy's leaving today. When are you leaving? Like an hour?
10 a.m., yeah. 1 hour.
Going back to high school. Now I've been here for, 3 weeks? Since the start, basically?
Since the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see how we get him to drop out of high school so he can come back to code with us and build product. That's it. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you.
Good time. Absolutely. And hopefully back in the house soon.
Yeah.
And not in school.
Boah, die Zunge ist übelst blau. So Luca, you've been kind of new to notus. What are you doing here? What's your job?
I've been developing Notus.js, like a new branch, a new offer for the Done With You. It's been exciting.
When did you join?
I joined in October last year. Like, we've made so much progress in the last month in January. The team is so crazy. It's like the energy in here is different. Like, I would have never achieved or built so much if I wouldn't be here. And that's insane. And yeah, let's see.
And in notus.js it's really just all the knowledge and prompts we've collected are just in here, all our best work. And then you have different things you can do with Pro, like the biggest one being you can just create. You can just tell them, I want to write a post. And then it will like give you a follow-up question. It sounds like a great opportunity. So it's like a back and forth, and it asks you questions until eventually like a post pops up. So shout out to Luca and the tech team, because it's every time I see this, I'm like a bit involved, but not on the tech at all. I'm just like flashed and like really impressed what it's able to do. So we're about to take over, I guess. What's up, guys?
How is it living with 10 guys in this building?
Inspiring and annoying at the same time. At times. I mean, with this guy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What happened?
Deine Probleme sind groß, wärst du mit mir, könnte ich das für dich regeln. Früher ein Joint zu 5, Eis-Tipi, was da hinten bei Bertha links. Jetzt sitzt in London mit meinem Bus, stärker Drinks.
Hello my friends, we have our quarterly all hands coming up. That's one meeting I host once per quarter to catch up with the entire organization, with the entire team about what's been happening, about where we're at and where we want to go, and to make sure that some people that maybe just work on, you know, individual projects or in little silos almost, get a little bit more of a broader picture of everything that's happening across all the different departments. So this is what I'm prepping at the moment and focusing on for the day. And we are now at the end of January, so wrapping up the first 4 weeks of the great lock-in, because we came here into this villa in Caparica, south of Lisbon, on January 4th, and the intention was to just work and live with the team, make a bunch of progress, create a bunch of good content. So from a marketing standpoint, also just, you know, a content goldmine. And it's been everything I hoped it would be and more, in the sense that the vibes have been immaculate, and I don't think I've ever had this much fun working. Now we have Tim here as well to document the next couple of days with us, and you guys will hopefully enjoy a bunch of behind the scenes. I think what will be interesting for you guys is to get a glimpse into what all these people are doing and what is working for us. We're a bootstrapped agency, we're at about 180k in MRR, and we have big goals. We also want to have fun along the way, and we want to do things our way. So, if you're watching this, thanks for being here. Let's get to it.
HubSpot can be just so noon workout. Gotta make sure Slack is clean though. And then we're gonna jump in the pool. 15 degrees, not too bad. Best purchase ever, by the way.
Yo, what just happened?
What's poppin'? So we're currently doing the setup for a new client. The agency is called. They're doing email, CRM, retention marketing for 7 to 9 figure DTC brands. And I'm doing the project with my bro Carson, just imagine him here. He's gonna be at the offsite where I'm not gonna be. But yeah, he's covering Mark, I'm covering Florian, and what I just did was we had a live setup feedback call where we went through all the strategy papers that we created, make sure we're on point, we're on aligned, and yeah, we're gonna go live next week on Thursday with him. He gave amazing feedback. Marvin, he loves our processes. Shout out to you, shout out to Luca, shout out to Max, and he's hyped. I am too, so we're good to go.
The company all hands starts in 2 minutes. Just got the last slide done. It's always very nice just as a reflection exercise. I usually take like an hour to just organize my thoughts and what happened and what's happening, and then I get into the nitty-gritty of actually updating the presentation, updating our scorecards and KPIs, and then just have a good time with the team, get them aligned on what's going to happen, what we want to do this year. All right, team. Wow, now I can actually see all the faces. Marlis, good to see you too. Hello, hello. On what happened the previous quarter and then also update. Good to have you back. That's a huge W in the chat right there from Marlis. Nice. All right, team. Good to see you all. And welcome to the Q1 of 2026 company all hands. One of my favorite meetings of the quarter where we get to reflect on what happened the previous quarter and then also update on any changes inside of the company, and then mostly also align and look ahead as to what we want to achieve the coming quarter. I think one big trend right now in 2026 is employee-led content. You know, last year, I would say founder-led marketing and CEO communication really peaked. We had over the past 3-4 years, so many ghostwriting agencies and freelancers come up because of the potential of this playbook of going to market with a personal profile instead of a company profile. And what we are seeing this year, especially like in January already, is the expansion of doing this with one person to multiple people and with people across different departments, different roles, different personalities, and to use them as the most valuable distribution channel for the companies. And to turn that into a win-win that helps you progress in your career as you build your own reputation, but also helps you gain more awareness and build a bridge between you as an individual to the company that you work at. And so we see it with HubSpot, with PayPal, with ClickUp, and soon with Notus. And so employee-led content is definitely one of the big words and big trends of 2026. And I'm fucking excited. So thank you, team. Thank you for being part of this. LFG.
Finish?
Yeah. Now we take a 5-minute break, coffee break, and then we're gonna jump into Fridays with Notus, where now the rest of the team can catch up on how the week has gone. But it was good. It was fun.
Mit meinem Bruder viel L, ich schneid mein Geld durch 2. Red nicht über Sachen, von denen du gar nichts weißt. Brauch eine AP-Plane und eine voll mit.
How's life, Calvin?
Life is good, man. Life is busy right now, but everybody's happy, everybody's healthy. Business has been very good. It's been very busy, but of all things to be busy, you want business to be busy.
And maybe quickly for the viewers, what are you doing?
I run an agency business, is the best way to put it. It's technically split between 2 brands right now. One's called Rezy, which is where we do custom scope, white glove social media services. Higher retainers, we're talking 10, 15K plus per month. Then the other business that I'm running, and the other brand, is called Engine, which is where we're doing podcast production for B2B companies and their founders. The idea there is that if we produce a podcast for the founder of a high-ticket B2B company that's either in finance, real estate, SaaS, we can work on the founder's personal brand by positioning him as the host of the podcast and creating a bunch of content from a long-form podcast of him asking interesting questions, telling stories about running the business. We can also build up the brands of the guests on the show, which obviously might not sound like the most intuitive objective to have as part of your agency business, but the side effect of doing that is that this person's building up their personal brand on your podcast and is thusly going to link back to your podcast more often than not or tag you. And that creates a great opportunity to grow our client's page even faster. And then the last thing is that people respond to podcast invitations much more or much better positively than they do to cold call or pitches. And so we're able to get people onto our clients' podcast that they otherwise want to meet and connect with, because this person's potentially a good client. They could be an investor one day. They could be partners in the future, whatever the case is. And it is significantly easier to say, hey, you have a fascinating background. Do you want to come on my podcast? I'd love to ask you some questions that I think would be valuable for our audience. Than it is to say, hey, I think you have a really interesting background. I'd love to chat with you. Can you get 30 minutes on the calendar? In one of those messages, it sounds like a real opportunity where this person's getting something from you. You're going to highlight them on your platform. You're going to position them as a thought leader. And then in the other, you're asking somebody for their time. So it's a very interesting way to kind of like flip that on its head. And that business is called Engine. The other one's called Rezy. So that's where I'm spending most of my time. I'm spending a ton of time on Rezy at the moment because it's all custom scope. Engine, on the other hand, is productized, so it's a little bit easier to scale because it's kind of the same process that we use with every client. Maybe the lesson is that I should be spending more time there. I'm not sure. I'm still figuring that out.
Oh. You can be part of the intro. Come on. Okay, so my name is Bari. I've been with Notus for think since the summer, so give or take 6 months. I started off as an appointment setter for a few clients, but then, with natural life and progression, some people left. So my role changed. So now I lead Marvin's account from content to booking appointments, literally just running the whole LinkedIn engine and getting more qualified sales meetings for Notus. So that's pretty much it. And here is my really good friend Mia. She does a lot of the appointment setting for me now, but I still do a few things here and there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm making some tea and gonna have a great start to the day.
What's up, guys? My name is Dixon. I'm a senior content strategist and team lead customer success here. What I do is basically take care of clients, make sure their personal brands are fucking popping. And on the other side, I do everything I can to drive internal initiatives forward to make our content strategist as successful as possible. So yeah.
What's up, vlog? I hope you're doing good. My name is Mika. I'm a senior content strategist and I don't even know what we called it. I think brand consultant. So senior content strategist, I have my done for you clients and take care of the brand. And done with you, I'm launching with Marvin, and it's basically the done for you project and offer, but executed done with you, so we consult them. And yeah, we just started building it out with notus, and I'm very excited for it. It's a lot of fun to consult. It's like a new project. It's also clients which I'm very excited for, were brands. It's not only the CEO and the founder, but it's like different levels in their company who also launch their personal brand. And I think it's definitely the move in 2026. You see HubSpot do it, and that way you almost create like the small world, in this case on LinkedIn, and people not only see the CEO, but see like different people of the team. And I think, yeah, it's gonna blow up, I think, in 2026. So I'm very excited for all of that. Cheers, guys.
Hi, I'm Luca. I am the CEO of Notus. I joined a bit more than 2 years ago. Previously, I worked in a coffee place, and that's where I met Marvin. He was one of the guys that worked on the laptop every day, but he did order more than one Americano, which is fair. And then we got to know each other, talked more and more, and then once I finished my studies, I wanted to work and start working at Notus.
Diese Page wird auch oft... Ja, komm her, du musst auf den Schuss. Alright, party people, my name is Selim. I'm head of partnerships at Notus, which practically means I am mainly overseeing everything that brings us more book meetings into my calendar. So collaborating with the team there, you already met Bari. That's probably my single most point of contact when it comes to generating leads for us. So yeah, I'm overseeing that together with him. He's actually in the weeds of booking those meetings in. And then I'm the first point of contact. I'm the first person people get to talk to if they want to partner with us. For that, I'm leading all the calls. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years for Notus. Before that, I had my own agency for 5 years, and then I was a fractional COO for around 2 years. That's kind of like my backstory and my current function in the organization. And I'm also Mia's daddy. 80-90% of my day is like in calls. All of those red slots are sales calls, but like I probably have between, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours of calls every day. So I'm usually alone in my room because I honestly hate to work. I mean, I love to work with the boys, but I hate to work in a room with other people. I just need my solitude.
Yo, who the fuck are you?
Hello everybody, I am Max. I'm head of product at Notus, and I am responsible for the technological innovation inside of the company, and currently fully focused on enabling our content strategists to do better work while spending less time on each task, and basically building our own platform that is fully customized to our use case. Right now we're using a lot of different tools, using AI at every point of the value chain, but the workflow is still fragmented, which means there's friction, right? There's a lot of manual work and knowledge or information that could be used to improve the entire system. And my focus is basically building a platform that brings all that together and makes sure that we can work on our own infrastructure and that knowledge compounds and we build a true second brain for ourselves and our clients. Very excited about that.
So it's wrapped up. A great sales call, close the deal. Bringing on another done with you client. I'm going to take her through the personal brand incubator program. So what she's gonna do with us is she's gonna first figure out her positioning and strategy by going through a 2-hour deep dive interview, which I'll use or will use together with Mika as the foundation for her media playbook, her ICP definition, her content archetype, her profile revamp, and the first batch of content that we're going to produce for her in the setup process. So the setup is going to be done for you, and then we're going to transition into done with you, which means that we will conduct 2 calls per month, 1 content call to extract new inputs, ideas, stories that can then be turned into content, and 1 coaching call where I will be personally coaching her one-on-one for the first 4 months. Mika actually had another deep dive interview with another personal brand incubator client who's going through this tech-enabled consulting service with us as we speak. Mika, what did you do? How was it? How do these deep dives go?
It's kind of always the same structure technically, but of course with each person takes a different route. It's split in personality, the career path, their current role, and then their personal brand. I think everyone starts a bit nervous, or like because they don't know exactly what it is, even if you break it down for them. But the first question we always ask, or at least I always ask, is how would your best friends describe you? And then it already starts that it's, some people say, some people laugh, some people say it's like the last time they've got asked this question was like a job interview, but it always opens up because they have to think and like what would they say. And honestly, all of them, to me at least, it feels like they open up at this question already, and then it just flows.
So the one thing that nobody can take away from you is your own lived experience. And with the deep dive interview, we capture a bunch of context for our clients, which we, back in the days, would manually turn into a strategy and content. But now it is also invaluable context that we could feed into Notus OS and the, you could say, second brain of our client's personal brand. I love these deep dive interviews. Mika, I think you've done like what? How many did you do over the last 10 days? How many deep dives?
8, I think. 6 last week, 2 this week.
Killing it.
Quick reps.
Reps.
What are you working on?
I'm just cleaning up some billing stuff, some admin, software subscriptions. Also just received the trial for one of the content strategists that we're evaluating. So he did like a trial assignment where he had to make a content archetype. He got a client case and then he had to like basically make a strategy for him and then also write a content piece for that client, which is a fake client that we made to evaluate the candidates, and I'm going to look at that later on. But now I'm going to do some testing on our new product that we're launching as an MVP, which is the Market Intelligence Pipeline, which essentially just allows content strategists to have access to relevant industry news for their client, updated every day. So that, every time they prep a content call or they just want to, find relevant news for their client, they don't have to do it manually, but they just get basically a dashboard, or right now it's a Google Doc because it's an MVP, with relevant industry news, and it also gets matched with what the client has previously said about said topic. And yeah, we've been building it over the last 1.5 weeks, and now it's ready to roll out. Still improving it, but good first version.
How was your day? Productive?
I had a productive day. Deep work in the morning. Then I had calls from 12 to like 4 p.m. 2 internal calls. We had notus all hands, Fridays with notus. Then earlier I showed you, I was over there. I had the call with a client where we finished the setup with him. So we're ready to go live next week. And my last call was a content call with, which went great. Shout out to Mika for the prep. Getting some admin stuff done later, wrapping the week up. And then Bari brought his PS5, so we're gonna have a FIFA tournament.
Oh shit!
Let's go.
What have you done?
What I've done? Okay, so I've batched out a few more posts of Marvin's for him to review. I think he has like now 2 weeks in advance to review because he's gonna be leaving to, I don't know where, but he's gonna see his girlfriend for Valentine's Day, I believe. He's gonna be gone for a few weeks. And so he's like, guys, I don't want nothing to do with reviews, etc. during this period, or at least very minimal. So I'm just doing my job to make his life easier. So that has been my day. I have maybe like another 30 minutes of deep work. We're then gonna play some FIFA with the boys, then hit the gym, and then go to sleep.
Perfect, nice.
Thank you, Broski.
Mr. Mika.
Mr. Tim.
What have you been working on?
Today I've just had calls, but now kind of debriefing. Had a deep dive, which is a lot of information which needs to be debriefed. And had a content call, which we then extract like the wisdom into content pieces. which I'm debriefing now. And also checking my emails now, because some clients only communicate via email and have to like answer that first, I guess, like priority wise. But yeah, I'm also quite fried on a long week, a lot of calls, quite not drain energy, but because I do almost always leave the call more energized, weirdly, but eventually it does hit you. So yeah, doing like more not demanding tasks right now, listening to some music, and then hopefully hit the gym soon. But yeah, that's what I've been working on today. That's what I will continue doing.
So,
how was your day?
Good. I just had another call for an hour. It was more focused on like personal development. That's always nice, man, to wrap up the week, kind of go into the reflection and be like, was it my best self? Not always. So like it's nice to have like an external perspective on it. Somebody else kind of also remind you what your challenges were last week, and then kind of go into, honestly, most of it's just be a better guy in a way. Have more patience with other people, be kinder. Same for yourself, like have more patience with you, and you know, accept that things grow and sometimes grow a bit slower than expected.
The classic Friday pump.
Yeah, the Uber is waiting for us. No better feeling than being done with all the work and having 1 to 2 hours to just have fun at the gym and getting a pump in.
How's the workout going?
Great. Got my water, so I'm just raw dogging it.
Bro, you're crazy.